Hello, you scum-sucking sacks of crap. The hater is in, and I'm here to tell you some terrible things. Would you like to have a know-nothing asshole tell you why you're a miserable piece of shit? Well, you're a masochist and you've come to the right place. Today, I want to enumerate some things about the movie industry, or as I have lovingly dubbed it, the movie industrial complex. See, I think the term here is actually a hilarious little metaphor for the situation going on. When I say movie industrial complex, I don't actually convey any more literal information in any way than the movie industry. I'm putting a negative spin on it. I'm associating with a negative connotation, which I think is really the only thing going wrong here. I'm not going to tell you guys anything you don't already know. I'm just going to remind you that from the right perspective, that's a load of shit. And it's a bunch of fucked up nonsense. We shouldn't be doing it. So, first off, we have an industry about making art. We're not talking about an industry that supplies art with materials or anything. We're talking about an industry that generates art in the first place. Its beginning role is to create a story. And you'd think, oh, you go fish for artists, except for they don't. Maybe they do to some extent. But if the movies coming out lately are any indication, they don't look very far or hard. They make movies that they know will make money. They don't make movies to tell a story. And that's the problem here. They're not making art. They're making money. The art they make is a byproduct. It's like the exhaust of a car. The point of the engine is to move. They put money, fuel into the thing, and the movie is the horrible excess smog and heat that comes off as a result. It's not actually important. What's important is the process. They put money into it, and then so do you, and they get that money. That's the long and short of making a movie. There's a lot of bullshit that goes on in between. And I also want to give a shout out to all the various artists who do get bought up in this horrible shit. Life is hard. You need a job because capitalism is fucking trying to destroy you. So I have nothing but love for the makeup artists, the costume designers, the set designers. If there is such a thing as a scriptwriter still, they might not be that bad of a person. I kind of want to punch most of them. People who contribute their actual love and are trying to convey something beautiful. I've heard art described as an important tenet of art is that it must challenge an establishment. It doesn't matter what establishment. The establishment could just be the notion that art has to challenge an establishment. You can make art about nonsense to talk shit about storytelling. But if it's not there for any real reason besides to make money, that isn't art then. That's noise. That's vacuous explosions. I don't understand how people will defend having spent money on this stuff, even though they'll forget it instantly because they enjoyed it. You would enjoy a lot of things for 2 hours. You can set up a YouTube of explosions for 2 hours, and that would be rad. It would be way better than Hot Tub Time Machine. The new Ghostbusters movie, for example. People are very livid on both sides because people are being insanely sexist in so many ways because humans suck. And other people are insanely missing the mark on the other side of the thing. The problem with that movie isn't that it's women. The problem with that movie is that the women are there as a gimmick. Nobody ever sat down in an office and said, I think I want to tell a story about 4 women. I think I want to tell a story about female empowerment or I need 4 female main characters. They need to be heroes in some way. You know what would be a great setting for this? Ghostbusters. Can we get the rights? We do have the rights? That would be great. No, what they said was, oh, we got the rights to Ghostbusters. We could make a sequel to that. Gender swap it. Brilliant. Sold. There's no love in that. It's demeaning. It's disgusting. They're not women because, yay, women have power. They're women because, look, this is something you'll buy. I don't give a shit. Fucking buy this. They make so many movies. These movies cost tens of thousands of dollars, bare minimum. They spend millions of dollars on these big blockbusters. On Avatar, cost how much and made how much money? How much did we all pay for that shit? We'd all seen Pocahontas. What was the point? Everybody has seen Fern Gully or Pocahontas or Dances with Wolves or Last Samurai or any number of other movies that tell the exact same story 100 times better. Fucking Fern Gully was better than Avatar. Because Fern Gully had Robin Williams! Sigourney Weaver's not Robin Williams. Sigourney Weaver is great. She's not Robin Williams. I'm ashamed of you. There's so much money is poured into these from people who don't care about you, don't want to tell you a story, don't give a shit what you think of their product. They are here to make you come. There's more money spent on advertising for this shit than for the actual movie in a few cases, which is obvious, honestly. We make the dumbest movies. No, and I'm not saying all movies are bad. That'd be a dumb thing to say. Quit putting words in my mouth. You're full of shit. Fuck you. I'm saying that if you make a movie just to make money, you didn't make a movie, you made money. J.J. Abrams, Michael Bay, Jane. She's an ignorant slut. I'm going to do an entire video at some point about how much I hate most Star Wars movies. I feel like I could talk for days about how much I hate these new movies. And that is, I want you to weigh that against how I have grew up loving A New Hope, loving Empire Strikes Back. That other one was alright too. It's okay. As I've grown older, I realized that they're alright. They have an important role in history. The first Star Wars movie changed things, and that is definitely worth respect. And I'll say about the prequels that at least they were trying to tell a story. At least George Lucas wasn't just in it for the money. He actually wanted to convey his weird, terrible, sexless world to us and give us a metaphor for how our world is dumb. There's more or less the point of the prequels, is that humanity is fucking a bunch of idiots and can be easily duped, as far as I can tell. Also, that puberty is crazy. But then you've got this new Star Wars movie, which is a fucking perfect, spot-on, nail-on-the-head example of a total artlessness to this movie. A total lack of purpose. Why? What was this movie about? The same thing as A New Hope? You know, we already had that movie. Do you think you could tell the story better? You didn't. A New Hope was way better. Let me give you one reason. There's a fucking thousand reasons, but there's one real reason. In The Force Awakens, we have witnessed what might be, in media history, the greatest tragedy ever known. 5 or more some planets, an innumerable amount of apparently habited planets that have no names, all got horribly wiped out in a moment. It could be anywhere between 14 and 50 billion people. 14 people and 50 billion people. We have no idea because they never say anything. No one says, my auntie lives there. No one's like, holy shit, people are dead. You know, when that happened in A New Hope, it was one planet, and we saw someone from the planet immediately go, oh god, that sucks. And then it cut to a scene to another guy halfway across the universe using magic to detect it, saying, holy hell, what just happened? I don't even know what I just felt. Something terrible. That was enough in a lot of ways to convey that some crazy shit had happened. And this new movie comes along and says, we got to do it bigger and we got to do it better because that's what people, Star Wars, crank it up one more. It's going to be more, put more Star Wars in it. More laser swords. Have his laser sword, have more laser swords on it. He is laser swords. In the next movie, we're going to reveal that Ben Kenobi is laser swords. He's just shooting out of his fucking eyes. They have a bigger Death Star that shoots 5 planets, and no one responds. Nearly the next scene, for some reason, the best character in the movie does a ridiculous heel-face turn after having just gone on a long tirade about how the bad guy is trying to murder them and they need to get the hell out of here and he'll never fight them. Then suddenly he sees their true power and wants to fight them. I was with you until that point. And then the next scene, the follow-up scene, everybody is sitting around in their little office, their little, this story's about this big, this one, this big, and everyone's like, that clearly was not a massive tragedy of a global scale, of a galactic scale. unseen thus far by human eyes? Can you think of any other movie where 5 whole populated planets are wiped out in an instant? I can't think of one where more than one is. And no one responds. This will be reflected on us in the future. You realize that all of this shit is now committed indelibly to the internet, to the fabric of the information age. And they're going to look back and say, yeah, in A New Hope, they blew up one planet and it was a great tragedy. And then in Force Awakens, people don't care about tragedy anymore. It's not that important. Tragedy happens. Yeah, people die. This movie is disgusting. It is abysmal, and you should all be infuriated that they tried to sell you this and say it's art. It's not. The story didn't need to happen. None of this needed to happen. It is a bunch of wasted time and money. And the only reason anyone says they like it is because they're A, too fucking dumb to know where their own ass is, or B, in denial because they know they just got taken for a ride. You got taken for a ride. You got suckered. You got suckered by the most obvious sucker. Someone came up to you and said, give me money, I've got a thing for you. And you said, okay, put it in my face. I don't care what it is because you're an idiot. Fuck you. Go get a job. And anyway, that's the long and short of why I hate you today. I hope you all die in a fire. Have a good one.